Hello, today we're going to learn how to solve systems of equations by substitution. Alright, so what are systems of equations? There are two or more equations that share variables. Those two equations are shown in this graph, so those two example equations are shown there. And when we have as many equations with variables, we may be able to solve them. The solution for this example is where the lines cross at 1, 5. Now, how to figure out where intersections occur. So let's take those two equations from the previous slide, and now we're going to rearrange them into y equals mx plus b form. Okay. Now what we do is, since we know that negative x plus 6 equals y, and y also equals 3x plus 2, we can just plug in negative x plus 6 in for y. And now, instead of having two different variables, we have just one variable we're dealing with, which is x. After some rearranging there, we get 4 equals 4x, and we get x equals 1. All right, so now we know what x is. So now we're going to take that 1 and just plug it into one of the equations that we already have. I picked the simpler one because it's just less work. So if we plug in 1 for x and y equals negative 1 plus 6, y equals 5, and 1, 5 is the exact point where the intersection happens. Alright, now teachers like to use a lot of word problems with math, so let's look at this. So a fundraiser dinner charges adults $22 per plate, while children are charged $15 per plate. Total cost of plates for a party of 11 people is $228. Write and solve the system of equations to find how many children and how many adults are in the group. Assume that each person gets only one plate. Alright, whenever we start a math problem, physics problem, we start with what we know. So we write out adults $22 a plate, children $15 a plate, total cost $228, and total people 11. We're going to make some variables, so we're going to say that A equals adults and C equals children, and we're going to write out two equations. So A plus C, adults plus children, equals total of 11 people, and then $22 per A plate, adult plate, plus $15 per child plate, equals 228. Then we're going to rearrange those equations to where we just have one variable on one side of the equation. So I picked just to have C be the lone variable. So C equals 11 minus A, and C equals 15.2 minus 22A over 15. We're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to take one of the equations that equals C and plug it in for C in the other equation. So now we have 11 minus A equals 15.2 minus 22A over 15. Multiply each side by 15 to get rid of that fraction. Do some more rearranging and we get 7A equals 63 and A equals 9. Alright, so now we know that A equals 9. There were 9 adults there. So now we're going to take that 9, plug it into one of our equations. So 11 minus A, which is the same thing as 11 minus 9 now. So we know that there were 9 adults and 2 children. Thank you for watching. Please share and subscribe. And remember to spread kindness.